I was joking with Eileen, who was your first person tonight, a couple story sims ago. She was like, "You should tell a story about your dad. That'll be great." And the theme was sick at the time. And I was like, "Well, thanks, man." I was totally like, she'd been drinking, I had not. I showed up. But she was right, because tonight, I was thinking about what I want to talk about with luck. And I remember very vividly the night I went home. I was in college. I was a junior or a senior at the time. That part I obviously don't remember vividly. But I went home for a friend's wedding, and I took a friend with me. And at one point, my dad, my aunt, and uncle were in town, and I was a little bit unhappy about that because we don't agree on a lot of things. My dad asked me at one point to come out to the patio, and so I go out, not knowing anything's wrong, and he sits me down and he tells me that he has Parkinson's disease. And it's the first time in my life, in my early 20s, that I think, oh my God, my dad is not a superhero. He might actually die before I'm ready for him to do so. And let's just say it didn't go very well. There was a lot of crying, didn't really handle the wedding the whole weekend and everything very well. So you're wondering, why the hell am I talking about this? Jesus Christ, the topic is luck. But I can honest to God say to you that a couple years ago, my family has become very involved with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. We have, over the past 5 or 6 years, raised more than $250,000 that has gone directly into research. And I personally truly believe that we're close to a cure. But we also run a family blog. And a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm a writer, is forcing my family to be real. They're obviously, if any of you have met my family, you will love them. Like, everything about them, they're so much better than me. They're awesome. I hope they see this. But they definitely bring you in your family right away. And the one thing I really wanted them to do when it comes to talking about our Parkinson's and our journey, because for us it's become a family journey, is to be real. And there have been a lot of conversations about not hiding the bad, just being really open. And one year for Thanksgiving, I turned to my mother and I asked her, "What are you thankful for?" And she said she was thankful for Parkinson's. And it really it put me back. I didn't really know what to do about it. And she went on to say that, life, I'm 30 years old. I do not have a family. And I remember certain things about my childhood and who my parents were, and then, life gets in the way and jobs get in the way. And the person that my dad is now because of Parkinson's is just such a vibrant, wonderful person. He took a phone call during Thanksgiving dinner from a guy from like Hong Kong or something who had just been diagnosed, who was in town with his grandfather or someone in Florida. I take phone calls all over the place. I don't know if you guys know Suli Pinos, who's Kevin Schreiber's chief of staff. She did Googling of York and Parkinson's and found me, and I was able to help her find a doctor for her grandfather up in Brooklyn from here in York. And so people always say that life is hard and Parkinson's is not a good thing. I mean, it's obviously not a great thing, but for me and for my family, it's been such a lucky thing for us. And everything about this seems weird for me to say, and I acknowledge that. But we definitely have become such a stronger family. I have a twin sister. We cannot be in the same house for more than maybe 2-3 days together, and she'll probably attest and say fewer days than that, especially for watching television. But it's made us so stronger. They're in Florida, and I'm here in York, and I'm by myself here in York. And we are definitely so much stronger, and we've met all of these people through our journey that just make it, like, I'm so blessed. And I really truly think my dad's diagnosis, which is like a horrible, should be unlucky thing, but for me it's been really lucky, and it's given me a big purpose in life. And you can ask the people around me, and I talk about it all the time, and sometimes they get really annoyed with it and they don't want to hear it anymore. But those are those moments for me. I found this family in Parkinson's that I never really thought I really would. You think you would focus on losing your family. And I do. I have those moments where I worry about losing my dad, and I worry about being here, and my sister and my mother are in Florida, and how am I going to support them? So I need to move to Florida. When do I need to move to Florida? Should it be next year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I've got this network of people that I would have never met in my life. I've met a handful of girls who are just like me, whose dads have actually in the past couple of years died. And it's this family that I'm so lucky to have found. And so I apologize to my mother for thinking she was batshit crazy when she said she was thankful for Parkinson's. But I definitely am, and I'm sure that the people in my life through Team Fox would probably agree.